Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video is another Monday vlog. A lot happened last week. Mainly, I organized my yarn. Well, reorganized it. It needed to be done. It really did. In today's vlog, we're going to be going over what I did last week, which was organizing the camper a little bit, organizing my yarn stash, and working on a Tunisian crochet project. We're going to be talking a little bit about what I want to do this week, which is also keep cleaning the camper because it needs to be cleaned, you know, the nice spring clean, and working on my current project. And then we're going to talk about things that I am excited for in the upcoming months. If you are new to my channel and you like crocheting, knitting, yarn, thrifting, 80s, this general vibe, then why not hit the subscribe button? If you subscribe to my channel, then you'll be up to date to all of my latest videos and projects. To start off today's vlog, I'm actually going to throw it back to last week when I did film myself cleaning up the camper to prepare for organizing my yarn stash. So this is the room that I need to organize. But don't worry, it's not as bad as it seems. Everything is in bags. It's just there's bags on top of bags. I think today what I'm gonna do is for the vlog, my Monday vlog, I am going to clean / sort this room. And then when I go and do my yarn, I'll have all my yarn sorted so that I can organize my yarn. I'm also looking for a shirt right now, which, yeah, because I need to compare that shirt to a current shirt I'm working on so I know what size I'm doing. I've left this for too long. I think the best bet is to just start sorting through everything. I was digging through this bag and look what I found. The crochet hooks that I was looking for that video. Remember the video that I made where I was organizing all my crochet stuff? I'm like, I know I have a bunch of crochet hooks somewhere and I don't know where they are. Here they are. They're right here. Okay, well, I can't keep them in this bag, but I found them. So I guess that's good. I have some totes over here that have my crochet projects in them. I bought these totes thinking I was going to put stuff in here into my storage unit, but I think I'm going to reverse it because these will not let light in, and because the camper I have like lights on and the sun sometimes comes in, I don't want it to discolor my crochet projects. So I think I'm gonna move my crochet projects into these bins, and then the clear bins I'm going to put my winter, fall sweaters and stuff in and put those in my storage unit because they're see-through. The storage unit doesn't have light. So my first cardigan I've ever made. I wouldn't really suggest doing this as your first cardigan. This one I need to fix. I mean, it's cute. So cute. My Wirt cape. I probably should have picked a thicker yarn to do this. It took me so long and it doesn't really fit me the way that I wanted it to. I don't really care for this vest, so I don't know what to do. All right, we got 1 tote, 3. This is like one of those like hexagon tops. I don't really wear it because I don't know. It is summery. I should probably put them in a different thing. We have this, very fall. I should have probably worn it in the fall time. I just didn't. This one's also very fall. I don't know. Sometimes I just make things and then I forget that I made them. This one's like really dense and like really heavy. So I don't think I'm gonna wear this anytime soon. My Fallout Boy one, I kind of want to redo this one. I think I redid the neck twice. So the first neck was just the regular neck I did. Then the second neck I did with this collar. But I kind of want to redo this one. So I'm going to put there. This is also the one that I'm always complaining about for why dye lots matter. See it? Kinda. But there's a clear, there's like, wow, you really can see the difference between the two yarns. And they were the same brand of yarn. It's not like I went with Impeccable and then went with Bernat. I think this was all Bernat. Or all Impeccable? I don't know, but it was the same brand of yarn, but different dye lots. Oh, this guy. My Halloween one. I also would like to redo this one as well, like with a new neckline, but that means I'd have to take, you know, that apart. That's not something I really want to do right now because I don't think I'm going to really wear this one until the fall. This one I should bring in the house. I fixed the neckline, I think, last year. I really like this one. We have this one. This was my first raglan crochet top. It's very heavy, but I just don't think I'm going to wear it right now. And then this one also is so cute. I don't know, I kind of want to like see if I can fix this one. This one was hand dyed by Stephanie from Central Purl. I mean, can you kind of see where I was going with this? But I think the problem is just the fit of it. It's like totally a me problem. I don't know, it's so cute. This is like so cute. I think it was just the way that it was fitting me. Usually like raglans don't really fit me the way that I want them to fit me, so maybe I will redo this one. I still have yarn left over from it. So I'm thinking maybe I will redo this because it is so cute. It's exactly how I envisioned it to be. I think it's just the construction of it I'm not a big fan of. I have done so many raglan crochet projects and I don't think I'm a fan of them. Knitting, yes, I like to knit them. I could knit this now that I know how to knit. I'm gonna keep that out so I can remember to do that. We have my first Wednesday vest. I ended up redoing that. A bucket hat, maybe we keep that out. Oh, I also have this. This was my very first hexagon project. My summer wean bag from last year. There's a little skeleton in the pool. And my summer wean project from the year before, which is a jack-o'-melon. Still absolutely love this. I do need to fix it because it is coming undone. Before I used to hand sew it and I did not do a good job hand sewing this, so we'll keep those out. 3 empty totes that I can put sweaters in. So I want to like separate them. Winter sweaters. Clearly there is snow on it. This is for winter. So like I wouldn't wear that in September, whereas some shirts that I have, such as like this cute cardigan, like this is a fall kind of cardigan. I would definitely say it's winter. Those look like snowflakes to me. This one here is going to be more like modern-ish sweaters. Then the basket over here is going to be like vintage 80s stuff like this, right? So then that way when I'm looking for a sweater or whatever, I could be like, oh, well, I'm looking for that 1980s sweater. I know which one that's going to be in. Did I fix this one? When did I fix this? I don't remember fixing this. Collar is different than it was before. Huh, I thought I had to fix it. Okay, we'll put that over there because it has to go back. This. Remember when I redid my Christmas sweater? That's what happened to that. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. I've been looking everywhere for these. These are little Tupperware cup coasters. I was looking for them. I was literally looking for them like 20 minutes ago in here. This is the one that I needed to find. This one's a pattern by Just the Worsted. I think it was my very first pattern that I've ever done from her. So cute. I kind of want to change the neckline though. Wasn't really a fan of the collar folding over, but this is the one I needed, so we'll throw that over there. I bought this. It is a weaving loom from, did it give me the year? Got it at Value Village for $4. All the stuff in it, so I really want to try weaving, so maybe that'll be a video that I do. I only want to do clothes right now. I don't want to organize crafting things, and I don't want to organize yarn. This is a thrift flip. This is a Coraline sweater that I made. Can you believe I thrifted a blue sparkly sweater? And then I just sewed a bunch of stars on it. I got this at an estate sale, but I also found the pattern book that this would go to also at another estate sale. This is Tunisian crochet, and then you cross stitch a pattern. So this is something that I would like to do for a project. I think that would be fun. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of organizing off camera just to get things kind of sorted out because it's kind of like getting really hectic in here, and if I'm filming and doing that, that's just like too much for me. I'll come back when I have more of an update, but essentially it's just me filling up some bins and figuring out what I want to bring to my storage unit and what I want to keep in here. So yeah.
20 minutes later.
All of this has to go into my storage unit probably tomorrow, but I did get this corner somewhat cleaned because this is the corner that I want to like do more filming in because I think it's such a cute corner with my little lamp that I got at an estate sale, my old fan, estate sale. Maybe do a little bit more tomorrow or maybe later today. But for at this very moment, I'm very tired and I want to go in the house and have some lunch. So I may or may not come back in. This is where I'm leaving it for right now.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Later that day.
I'm back in the camper. I took a break. I got changed because it's a little warmer in here now, so I put a t-shirt on. Everything is like in its own tote or bag now. So here's the thing. I was really kind of thinking, should I go buy more totes today? And a part of me wants to do that. But I know once I get in the car and I go, then I'll probably get another ice cap. And then when I come home, I'm just going to be like exhausted and I'm not going to want to do anything. I also don't really know how many totes I need to purchase. I think at the moment, at least 2 and then maybe like a little one. I think what I'm going to do today is I have so many bags that I need to go through. So we're going to sort through bags today. And then what I'm thinking is once the bags are sorted, then I can buy totes and put whatever's in the bags in the totes. And then that way, if I have like a bunch of like totes in here, like not a ton of totes, like maybe like 2-3 more totes in here, I can move those around easier instead of them just being in bags and toppling over. Also, I really need to sort stuff out. So we're going to do a fabric thrift estate sale haul, and I'll go over some of the things that I bought and why I bought them, or maybe like even just remember why I even bought them. I don't know. I kind of want to start in like the corner and then move this way so then I can put stuff in this corner and then that way it's more organized. I also really want this to be kind of like clean. It is such a mess. I am so sorry. I also just really want this to be cleaned out so then that way when I organize my yarn, I can put like all my yarn bins in here and open them up and just throw all the yarn into the bins. And then I can take all the bins back out and put them away. Crochet project, roller skates. I thrifted this. And it opens up. There's like a little magnetic thing, but it opens up and you can put all of your keys in here. I think this is so cute. I don't really have that many keys, but you know, one day when I have my own house, I'd like to have this on the wall. That's my problem, is I thrift things and get things from estate sale that I'm like, one day when I have my own house, which will be when I'm 60 years old at this point, 24 more years. Wow, in 24 years, I will be 60. Put that in my future house. I was looking everywhere for cup coasters, couldn't find cup coasters, and now I find cup coasters all over the place. I got this at an estate sale. It's a top. Wouldn't this be cute if I made this into like a tote bag? This almost looks like a bagoo tote bag. This could be a cute tote bag. I love the fabric. I don't think I'd ever wear it as a top because I am not a sleeveless top person. So we will put this in a fabric bag. Also from the same estate sale. Again, I think these would make pretty cute bags. This one here, I also think I got it at this same estate sale. Just a cute jacket. I think I got these at a yard sale. Don't really go to too many yard sales. Don't like stopping and trying to find parking. The napkins are like monarch butterflies. Monarch butterflies are like my favorite insect or bug. I think they're an insect. But I love monarch butterflies. So like this I also got at an estate sale. They are old pictures. I don't know. I thought they were neat. There were so many of them. They're not my memories, but someone didn't want them, so that's okay. I could put this in the home section, I guess. I don't know. I've seen people make art with those. Like they'll get them and they'll put them together and they'll make like a lampshade, which I think is so cool. So I think I might do that with them. You know, I mean, they were going to probably go into the dump, so I might as well reuse them, right? Now I kind of regret not buying more of them. These are t-shirts that shouldn't be in here. I found this at like a Winners, and I bought it. Well, one, because like I like the car t-shirts, but if you ever watch I Think You Should Leave, they did a bit, and the guy's like, I got 3 Barracudas. That's why I bought this.
He has triples of the Barracuda.
The Barracuda is the one I have triples of.
But I bought it in a medium thinking the medium would fit, and I kind of wish I would have gotten a large. I don't know. Sometimes it's like I need a medium and other times I need a large. These are just t-shirts I think I put away because I wasn't wearing them. So I think a lot of stuff in here I'm going to sell. Probably on my Poshmark. Like this. I don't really use this anymore. Cool coat, but I just don't wear it. Denim jacket was kind of neat, but there's like a bunch of like holes in it. It wasn't that I put a bunch of holes in here, or it's old that it has a bunch of holes in here. I don't even know the brand of it, but it's like, I was kind of thinking that I would just buy a bunch of patches and put patches on top of the holes. But then I ended up finding or thrifting another denim jacket that's the same light wash without all the little rips in it. It was cute when I bought it, but I just don't see myself wearing it. This one I really like. I feel like that's like a snake or something. I can't really tell what, I mean, it looks like there's a snake. I don't know. I bought another one that's very similar to this that fits me better. We're making some progress. It probably looks like I'm not making any progress. Oh, this one here, I got at an estate sale. It is actually a knitting or a crochet. It just says needles here. Project bag. It just has some water damage, so I need to fix it. Those look like a pant pocket. That is so clever. I never even thought to do that, ever. Has anyone ever thought to do that? The back part of a pair of pants. That's a pant pocket, and this is the other pant pocket. They just, I guess the pants didn't fit, so they cut the pants off, and they made the pant pockets project pockets. That is so neat. I've never even thought about that, but that's such a good idea. I also got these at the estate sale. I don't know what they are for. I know how you make them. This I got at the same estate sale. This was just a random estate sale that I found on Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't like a normal one that I normally go to. This little like silk bag. So this bag, remember I said I was gonna have a bag, 4 bags. This, I think I also got at the same estate sale. I don't remember, but it's like curtains. And I think they made it because there's fabric. A Goodwill bag. It comes with these cool bowls, and then this, like a big bowl in there. I have to look in every single bag, even if I haven't used it in years, because maybe 5 years ago, I lost the second set of keys to my car. So I've only had one set of keys, and I'm always afraid that I'm gonna lock my keys in my car, and then I can't get it, and then I'm gonna have to call like a tow truck or someone to like unlock it. And so I gotta look in every single purse because I have no idea where I put them. This still has the thrifted sticker on it. I think this is for like those fun scissors, like scissors that do weird cuts, like a scallop and a zigzag and whatever spins. And I have one and I use it for my crochet hooks, so I'm like, I'll buy another one. I have a lot more crochet hooks that probably could go in here. This I got from a estate sale. It is a heating pad. Don't worry. Okay, I don't want you guys to think that I'm actually gonna use this. I'm not, okay? This is from like the 60s. But I loved the fabric on it. Thought I could do something with the fabric. So I'll put that in the home section. I think I thrifted this, or I got this from an estate sale to put those little labels in. So that could be crafting stuff. I got this at a fabric land that I normally don't go to. It was $10, but you get all of this, and you know how much I love using this for my tote bag handles. I had an idea that I wanted to do it with, and I was going to do these grommets and everything, and then decided not to. Bought this fabric. It's really cool cassette tapes. Belts. I bought them because I wanted to wear them, but they are way too long. So I thought I could use them for crafting material. So this can go in the crafting bag. Ooh, buttons. Anything good? Oh, look at that. Those are golfing buttons. Remember the other day when I had bought the tennis buttons? Those are cute. This looks like it could be like in a kitchen. These are cute little napkins. Look at these. They're so perfect. I thrifted this bag here, and the label is still on it. I think it's so cool. It says girl work right there. Going to the beach, going to the pool kind of bag. So we'll put that in the bag. We got some curtains. These curtains, I believe, used to be behind me in my old setup. I have a dodgeball, which I went to Fan Expo, I think in like 2016 or 2017. Alan Tudyk. I got him to sign this, and I got him to sign it as Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball, hence the Dodgeball. That's it. That's a fun little thing. I don't think I've ever shown this. We'll put this with home decor because I don't know where else to put it. Fun fact about this particular hat. I got it when I was in the 3rd grade, and it was between this hat or a wig. And my parents were like, well, you can pick one or the other. And I bought the hat, but I always regretted not getting the wig. But this one like still has some sparkles on it. I guess like I get more use out of the hat than I would the wig, right? Anytime I see this velvety fabric that like, you know, your grandma would have on her couch, I must buy it. I must always buy it. This was the inside of my sardine can tote bag that I made. I don't even remember getting this. It's a duvet cover, and it's so pretty. This fabric here, linen material, because I had this idea that I was gonna make a dress. I don't even remember the last time I made a dress. Maybe 2022, and then I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to wear dresses anymore. But I had this whole idea of the type of dress that this would be, and I thought it'd be so cute. I even bought that pattern for it, and then I proceeded not to do that. Maybe this summer will be different, okay? Maybe now that I'm doing like my vlogs on Monday, I will maybe start sewing and then adding those into the vlogs. It's a lot of fabric, by the way. It's like maybe 3-4 meters of fabric. It was also on sale. That's me for ya. I'll buy fabric for a project and then never do it. Yay. Oh, I also have this fabric. It's little ducks and little top hats. We can see the floor, so that's great. So there are a few more things that I do want to organize in the room. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but I always find when I look at something, I'm like, oh, that looks clean, like that looks tidy. And then I film it or take a photo and I'm like, oh no, that's a lot of clutter right there. That's what kind of happened to me when I was filming my yarn video. While I was cleaning in there's like this bench kind of area. The bed actually sat on top of it. Like there was this whole bed frame and I just like got rid of it because I don't need a bed in here. And I mean, if I ever wanted to put a bed back in here, I could put a bed back in here. It's not a big deal. That bench area, I'm like, oh, well, I'll stack my blankets on there and I'll stack like a few things that I don't really have room in any of the cupboards to, you know, I'll put it in there. I'm like, wow, this looks kind of organized. And then while I was editing my video, I'm like, it just looks so cluttered. Even though it's like organized, it's like organized clutter. So I do want to clean that up a little bit more. I kind of have an idea. I just got to do a little bit more research because I have a fridge and a freezer in here that does not work. They do work, but I don't have them hooked up because I don't need them hooked up. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, but I unplug my camper every time I'm done with it. Like, there's no electricity coming in here when I'm not in here. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I could use that for storage. I just gotta do some research on that, like if it's a good idea. Because I would love just to store my blankets and stuff in the fridge and freezer. And I'm already using the bathroom as a yarn storage. Why not also use the fridge and freezer also as yarn storage? In my last Monday's vlog, I was talking about how I want to make that space like nice and cozy and make that like the vlog area for these videos. I just didn't get around to that this week, unfortunately. I did organize it and I did put all my yarn away. So that is something that I would like to work on this week, is just organize that a little bit more and make it more of like a cozy atmosphere in there. And it is already kind of like that. When I'm in there, I feel like I'm up north somewhere because in the windows I just see like trees and it's nice. You know, I don't feel like I'm home when I'm in here. I feel like I'm somewhere else, which is kind of nice because I don't really go anywhere. But yeah, I definitely want to work more in that room this week and just get things a little bit more organized. If you have watched my organizing of yarn video, then you know that I did switch up some totes. And that's something that I do, I think, every time I organize my yarn, because I'll have a tote that is just too big for what is inside of it. Like the brown and gray yarn, I like to put those in there, mainly because the cool tone and warm tone, which they were in before, so like I had the gray with the cool tone and the brown with the warm tone, but if I was looking for a brown or a beige, then I'd have to dig through all the warm tone colors. Also, the warm tone bucket, this is for like my 4-weight medium acrylic yarn, is getting a little out of hand. It's getting a little, there's a lot of yarn in there. But the bin it was in was too big. And so as you saw in the video, I had trouble trying to find the perfect tote for my granny square yarn. I had to get the biggest bin that I had to put all of the granny square yarns in, so that took a little bit of, you know, finessing and throwing things around. So yeah, that was a whole thing. But I am glad that all my yarn is organized, although, like, you know, since I did it, I keep finding yarn other places. I'm like, where did you come from? Also, last week, the project that I was working on is the Trails Tee by Just the Worsted. It is from her new crochet wardrobe book, which I am so happy to finally be working on a project from that. And it is a Tunisian crochet project. Now, Tunisian crochet is different than normal crochet. It's kind of like this mix between knitting and crocheting is like the only way that I kind of describe it. If you've ever seen it, there's like these long crochet hooks that they're pretty long. And those are Tunisian hooks because you keep all your stitches on there and then you take them all off. I actually have it where I have a Tunisian hook and it has a cable on it. So instead of having this long hook, which I tried to use, it's just uncomfortable for me. The cable on the hook is just so much easier to take them on and off. What's so funny about Tunisian crochet is that that is the way that I learned how to crochet back in the day. I think it was like 2008, 2009. So when I was trying to read like a typical crochet pattern and it was telling me to do like a single crochet, I'm just like, what's going on here? What do you mean? What does this even mean? The simple stitch and single crochet, although they are very similar, it's still somewhat different. So let me just show you the progress I have on this top. I don't know if I showed this bag, but it is my Heated Rivalry tote bag that I got from, I believe it is called Pine and Purl. It's so cute, right? It's a good tote bag. There's even a spot on the side for like a water bottle. So I have one sleeve done. That's kind of what it looks like. And this is what it looks like on the back. It kind of looks like a purl stitch. I'm doing better at trying to do gauge swatches, but I thought that a perfect gauge swatch would probably be to do the sleeve first. So if I have to take it apart or I don't like it, it's a sleeve. You know, it's not going to take that long to do. I don't know if I'm going to make it longer or shorter. I think it just all depends on where it sits. Like if it's higher up, I'll probably make a longer sleeve. If it's lower, this is probably fine. I did have a little bit of trouble with this one. I think my tension was way too tight. I may or may not redo the sleeve panel when I'm done the front, the back, and the other sleeve. I'm just going to have to like, you know, play it out. But I think my stitches were way too tight. The amount of stitches that I have for the sleeve at the moment is technically a 3X. I think it's because my yarn is just ever so slightly than the yarn used in the pattern. Got my calculations from this, and then I went to go put it on for the back panel because I'm working on the back panel right now. I'm like, okay, well, we got to use the calculations for the 3X. And then I did it and it was too long. And then I went down to a 2X, and then I went down to an extra large, and then I went down to a large, and the large is the size that I wanted to do to begin with because it's the exact amount of yarn that I bought for. Now, I'm just kind of afraid that this might be a little bit too small now because it seemed to be big enough when I started, but now I'm kind of questioning it. And also, what happened here? I'm kind of afraid that this is going to be too small. It's hard to tell. It might work. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous that it might be too small. And I'm almost done the back panel. I'm actually at the part where I need to separate for the shoulder panels. Just feeling the difference, I can feel how tight this is and how loose my tension is for here. But look how nice it drapes. If you want like the feeling of like a knitted item with the drapiness and the flowiness of it, but you don't want to knit, and like that's perfectly fine. Definitely try Tunisian crochet because look at how flowy this is. It's so flowy and lightweight. Do, however, have to like up my tension a bit, but I also probably could have just went up another hook size and then my tension wouldn't have been a problem because I could have just done the normal tension, but because it's a bigger hook, the stitches will be a little bit wider. The yarn actually asks for, I believe, a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. I went up to a 4.5 because I did try a 5 and it was just way too holey, way too see-through for what I want this to be. I don't want to be wearing a shirt underneath this because of how like, you know, tight it's going to be. And it's not even going to be that tight. It's just going to be not as like loose, like not as nice and loose and baggy as like this cardigan. Definitely wanted something that I didn't have to wear something underneath. Now I do not know if I can steam block these and maybe stretch them out a little bit more. I'm gonna try it anyways. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At this point, I really don't want to take this apart and redo it. So it's okay, all right? This is why we're doing this experiment with the blue yarn. I mentioned this in the last video as well. When I was talking about this yarn, if it doesn't turn out the way that I like, I didn't use my favorite colors on it. So that way, if I do want to do this again, I can learn from my mistakes. But I do think it looks really pretty. Like these colors look so nice together. I did end up buying another blue because I know that I wouldn't have enough for the ribbing that I have to do for this. If you haven't watched my other videos of me discussing it, this is the yarn that I ended up getting. It is the Barocco Modern Cotton DK. This DK yarn is a little bit thinner than DK. I want to say this is more sport weight, to be honest, than a DK. It is really thin. And I have noticed this with the Barocco Vintage worsted weight yarn. That's more like on the chunkier side of a DK weight yarn. So if you ever do use Barocco yarn, just know that it is a little bit thinner than your average yarn. I do think it's really pretty, and I wanted a thin yarn. So that's why I did go with this. I know I could have went with like a James C. Brett something DK yarn, but I've used that in past projects and it's just so heavy. I don't want to use it again. Maybe for another project, but just not for this top. I don't know, but maybe it would be different if I Tunisian crocheted it because it is a lot lighter. I'm going to be using this for the ribbing for the collar, the edges of the sleeves, and the ribbing at the bottom. So that is my little update for my current project. So that is everything I did last week. Now this week I have to film my March update for my temperature scarf. I know, it's May. I haven't even posted my February temperature scarf video. I don't know, I'm just not into it this year. I don't know if it's because I'm knitting it or the colors, or maybe it's because I'm doing these Monday vlogs that I just don't have the time to edit that video and put it out. I really need to. I really need to because I can't work on April until I talk about March. And I can't start working on May until I start working on April. So that's a whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to do it again next year. I like the idea of it, but how many temperature things do I need? There's another idea that I kind of have that I might do next year instead. And I also might do it at the end of the year too. We'll have to see. Also this week, again, like I was just talking about this, I will be working on this project and hopefully getting it done because I'd like it to be my Saturday video. If it doesn't happen, I don't know what's gonna happen. It has to get done. I'm like gonna get the back panel done today and probably start the front panel today. So I need to get the front panel done, the other sleeve done, and then sew it together and just do a little bit of ribbing. So I feel like the sewing and the ribbing, I could do that in one day. Yeah, so not too much going on this week. Kind of the same thing as last week, just doing a little bit of cleaning and working on the Tunisian crochet project. Now, today I ended up going to Central Purl. I just like going to Central Purl on Saturday mornings and buying yarn for projects. So I did buy some yarn. Also, this is one of my new bags that I got. It's fancy cats. Look how fancy they are. About a week or two ago, I was talking to Stephanie about that merino granny square yarn by Katia, the concept yarn. I did buy a purple version, and I was telling her about that, and she said that she still had the purple version at home that she never used, so she gave it to me today. Now, I don't know if she made any squares with this, but this looks like it's probably all here, which means I have 2 of these, and I probably can make that shirt that I was talking about. I think I was mentioning it when I first got the yarn, and I also did talk a little bit about it in my yarn organizing video. I want to make a top with granny squares, because this is like a granny square yarn, and I want to make a top with it with kind of like flowy sleeves, and it just being like a little bit flowy. I will put a photo here of what they look like worked up. I think they look so pretty. When I was first buying the yarn, I was very much in between this purple one and the green one that I ended up going with, because the green one had like some pinks and oranges and browns, and like I'm sold on that. But I always regretted not buying the purple one. But I ended up getting it, and I really want to make a project with it. I was first thinking, ooh, well, I'll just make another tote bag. But I already made a tote bag with the yarn, so I kind of want to make a top with it. And now that I have 2 of them, I think I have enough squares to do it. You can make 24 squares with this. That would be 48 squares I have now. And the squares are like, they're pretty big. They're really pretty. I really love them. So I definitely think with 2 of these, I can make the top that I want to make. While I was there, I also did buy some yarn for a project that I'm going to be working on. I'm not going to say too much about the project, but I will show you the yarn. I bought more bonus DK yarn. If you watch my yarn organizing video, then you know how much I love this yarn and how I was talking about it nonstop in the video. Well, I bought more. So I ended up buying 2 of these greens, and the green color is called olive green. It is so pretty. I love this yarn so much. I also do have one, because you probably saw it in the video, I do have one already, but it wasn't a full skein, and this is going to be the background color for the project. It's going to be a tote bag, and I think this should be enough, only because I know when I was doing this bag here, my Heated Rivalry tote bag, I'm coming to the cottage tote bag, love this bag. The dark green yarn I almost ran out of when I was doing the back piece, and because the front piece is not going to be as intricate. It's going to be intricate, but it's not going to be as intricate as the Coming to the Cottage bag. I know that I'm going to have to use more of the background color on the front panels. I basically have 3 of these now, but I also want to make sure that they're all the same dye lot, and they are. And then I also ended up getting these 2 colors as well. Now I know somewhere I have more of this yarn, and I couldn't find it. Again, I reorganized my yarn, and while organizing my yarn, I did not come across this color. And I'm just not too sure where it went. Maybe I accidentally threw it into the brown color because it didn't have a label on it, but I just don't remember seeing it. I use this color all the time anyways, and it is the color chocolate. And then I ended up getting this pink one, and I'm really surprised I don't have this color. Shockingly surprised that I don't have this color. These 2 look so good. I kind of want to make a checkered bag with these. There's this other color that I do have, but it's more of like a peachy kind of color. So it's not pink, it's more peachy, and I needed like a pink. And oh, this color is called Peaches, but the other color looks more peachy. I don't know, maybe I can go find it. Let me just give me a second. This is the other yarn that I have. I actually bought this one to make my Steve Harrington doll from like the Stranger Things crochet kit. And that was last year. And I had this whole thing, oh, once a month I'll make a little doll from like, you know, so that way I can have all the characters. And eventually I would love to do that. But I made one and I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to do any more amigurumi. But yeah, I had bought this for him, and I don't have the yarn label. You see how they're different? Like this one should have been called Peaches, and this one should have been called something else, but this one's called Peaches, and this one's called something else that I just can't think of right now. But I definitely need the more pink than this one here. And then I also need a white yarn and a black yarn, but I already have those. And I don't need a lot of them, so I didn't feel the need to buy more of those. So I do want to talk about 2 other projects that I really want to do. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. It might be, like, here's the thing, like this one here, I don't know when it's going to come out. So I don't know if I'm going to do this other project before this one or after it or like at the same time. It's just the way that the project is. So I'm still kind of thinking about that. But there is this one project that I have wanted to do since 2024. Okay, I really need to, there we go. And it all started when I was doing my 24 days of granny squares. While doing the 24 days of granny squares, y'all know I use a D20 dice to roll for the colors that I pick. And there was this one roll that picked these colors, and I just envisioned the perfect project for them. The project is a spring vest, like a little tie-up vest. And the squares look like pansies. That's the only way that I can describe it. If I can find the bag and take a photo of it. Oh, you know where the bag is? I think the bag is in the house. I will put a photo right here of the square that I'm talking about. When I saw these colors together, I'm like, flower. It looks like a flower. I want to use all of my yarn in my yarn stash. I don't want to buy any new yarn for this project. I want to use what I already have. I want to make a vest with a bunch of these flowers. I want to make a purple one. I want to make a yellow one. I want to make like a pink red one. I want to make a blue one. I want to make an orange one. For this particular project, the 24 Days of Granny Squares, the first one, the bag one, I ended up doing a join as you go in a black. I like the idea of granny squares with a black border, but I have this green that almost looks black, but it's green, and it's the Pound of Love green. But I had bought it for my Christmas sweater when I did like the Christmas tree, or it could be a regular pine tree. I kind of did it so that way like it could be, you know, whatever. And so I bought it for that, and I obviously didn't use a lot of it. So what if I used that dark green as the join as you go, because I love join as you go. And then I did this bright green, which I did find recently, and I think it should be enough. And then I do a light color and then the dark color. So like a light blue and a dark blue, a light orange, a dark orange, and then have them like scattered throughout. I don't think I would do like a pattern or anything like that. Like 2 front panels and then a back panel. Well, they're all square, so it doesn't really matter. And then do like some cute little ties, maybe in the green, like the bright green or the dark green. I think that would be really cute because it was just kind of like an idea in the back of my head, and then I never got to it. Now I'm just kind of like hyping myself up that I have to do this project now. The other project that I really want to do is another granny square project because I noticed that I have so many of that all-in-one granny square yarn. I have so much of that yarn. Kind of want to do a long, not too long, but like a long duster. I know I say a long duster, I'm like, but not too long, but also a duster cardigan with that yarn. But that would also be cute if I did it like without sleeves. Anything without sleeves is great because then you don't got to do sleeves. Because I have so much of that yarn. And I did do this vest here. It was with the all-in-one granny square yarn, but it was with the white border. They have, I think, 3 borders. They have a white border, a beige border, and a black border. So if you buy the same border color for your yarns, like for the all-in-one yarns, they'll go together and they'll look like intentionally that they went together because the borders will be the same. The yarn with the black border, there's some that look very, very 80s. And the squares are pretty big, and I think you get like 14 squares, I think. I don't know, it's been a while. And so I'm kind of thinking I'll use those yarns and make myself like a cool sweater with that. Again, how often am I gonna wear it now that summer is fast approaching? I miss winter, I know. Although I do get to take out my windbreakers now that I haven't worn since the fall time. So I'm kind of excited about that. A few things that I am excited for in the upcoming months is the yarn crawl that me and my sister want to participate in. It's a bunch of yarn stores. I think it's like 7 yarn stores in Southern Ontario that have this little passport book. And if you go to it, you get a stamp, you get a discount. And then when you're done, you take a photo of the page with the stamps in it and you send it in, and you can be entered into like a raffle for prizes. So I think that's really neat. And it also gets me and my sister to go to a bunch of different yarn stores that we haven't been to yet. There's only one store that I went to during local yarn store day, which was, I believe, the Thoughtful Artisan, to actually get to the passport book. But other than that, me and my sister, my sister hasn't been to any of them, and I've only been to one. So it'll be really neat to see other yarn stores out there, although like my favorite is always going to be Central Purl. I love that store. Something for me, I guess it's kind of like a life update. It's almost time that I have to get a new car. I know, it's not that big of a life update, but I haven't had to get a new car since 2014. So 12 years I've had the same car. It's a good car. It's a Honda Civic, okay? Honda Civics, they last for a real long time. And my car was a 2009, so it's lasted almost 20 years. I took it in to get some things fixed. Well, it was an oil change, the windshield wiper had to be fixed, and there was a clicking noise that I thought that was just maybe a loose piece of plastic. And it turned out it was actually crucial to the wheels staying on. and it shouldn't have been making the clicking noise. They're like, listen, there's some other problems that are coming up with your car, the age, the kilometers. I almost have 400,000 kilometers on it. And when I got it, it only had like 24,000 kilometers. It was also my grandpa's car. So she's like, you know, it's probably a good idea that you kind of look into getting something new. And I just kept putting that off because I don't really want a car payment. So a little bit of lore about me. My first car was a orange 2004 Chevy Aveo, and it had nothing. No air conditioning, no automatic locks, like you had to actually turn the key to open the doors. I locked my key in there one time and it was annoying, but it was orange and I loved it. Then someone hit the back of it, so I had to get a new car. I ended up getting a Volkswagen Rabbit. It was a 2007, and this was in 2012, so not that old at the time. It was a lemon, the worst car ever. It was a cool car. The engine light kept coming on, and they kept trying to fix it, and then it just kept coming on. The windshield wiper at the back eventually, instead of going like this, it went like this. The horn stopped working randomly. The antenna on the back was like falling off. And I think there was something else wrong with it, but in the end, the transmission went. It was gonna cost me $5,000 to fix the transmission, and I'm just like, no. But at the same time, my grandpa unfortunately had passed away, and he had the Honda Civic, and he was really into Hondas. And so I needed a car, and my grandma didn't need two cars, so then I got the car. Would it have been the car that I picked? No. I like a hatchback. I like my hatchbacks, and this is like a sedan. Although, like, I have to say, if you're looking for a reliable car, Honda Civic, okay? The Civics are amazing, but I just don't want another Civic, okay? I know there is Civics with a hatchback, but I also just don't want another car. I want, okay, listen, you know what I want? I want a 1980s Jeep Wagoneer. Very hard to come by. I would also like a 1980s Chevy Blazer or Bronco. I would also love to have a 2004 Honda CR-V, you know, the one with the table? I would love that. Being how it is, I probably have to get a more reliable car, you know, that's not going to break down on me and is good on gas. That's where I am right now. I still kind of want a Honda because I can't get my dream car, which would be a two-door Ford Bronco. I don't have $800 a month to be spending on a car for a car payment. No. Car that I'm kind of thinking of is the Honda HR-V. So if you have a Honda HR-V, let me know in the comments how you think, how you feel about it. I probably would be getting an older model. I know, talking about cars when I'm a yarn account. Kind of thinking maybe like a 2016, 2017, because it's not going to be my dream car, so why am I going to spend a bunch of money on a car that, you know, isn't my dream car? So let me know if you have a Honda HR-V. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. I think it's a good car. I think it looks kind of nice. It has a hatchback, but it's not an SUV, but it's not a car. It's like that right in between because they don't make station wagons anymore. I would love to have a station wagon. Kind of went on a tangent about cars, but yeah, that's currently happening in my life right now, is that I have to kind of keep that in the back of my mind that I need to get a new one soon. Yay. Anyways, I think that does it for this video. In the comments below, let me know what y'all are working on this week. It could be crocheting, knitting, any projects, anything that you want to talk about. Let me know. I love hearing what you guys are working on. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.